Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be going over part 2 of the Intimacy Guidebook, and if you did not get a chance to listen to part 1, please take a moment to do so, but it's not necessary to go over this chapter. This is a very important part of bringing the intimacy back to your relationship and rediscovering each other in a new way, adding pleasure back, adding the fun back into your sex life. And as I talked about in the first part of this, is communicating with your spouse. And how do you start communicating with them about sex? And if you are now empty nesters and you're looking to renew that passion, where do you begin to open the doors to even talking about it? So once you've gotten past that, now we're going to go into the part of the book that talks about understanding the mind and the body connection. And this is really important because if you're going to be showing your spouse all of the things that turn you on, all the things that can bring you pleasure, you have to know what those things are first. And many of us don't. Many of us don't take the time to masturbate, to find out what is pleasurable. And sometimes we don't even have that mind-body connection where you are connected mentally, spiritually, and also physically to the pleasure that you're getting from touching yourself or from your spouse touching you. So we're going to go over this right now. And if you have the book, you can follow along with me. If not, you can take some notes or just sit back and close your eyes and listen. So some of us may already know that while the brain is the most powerful sexual organ, it is your mind that determines how you think and you feel. If your mind is focused on negative beliefs about sex, it may be difficult to experience sexual pleasure or even accept sexual pleasure from your partner. Negative beliefs about sex may cause one to preset limitations on the amount of pleasure that one is entitled to. These limitations can cause unhealthy sexual, emotional, mental, and even physical effects. When looking back at one's own sexual history or even childhood experiences, it may be apparent where negative beliefs about sex and pleasure may have originated. Most of these beliefs are based on not in logic or nature, but rather stems from fear and control. As such, creating natural and healthy beliefs in regard to one's body and sexuality are imperative for both the enjoyment and the pleasure of overall health. Learning how to reframe one's outdated belief about sexuality and self-pleasure is the best way to bring the process of change. So there's a couple of questions that may be helpful that you can ask yourself. What gives you energy in your life? What turns you on? What makes you happy? When looking about one's beliefs concerning sexual pleasure, one may ask the following basic self-reflective questions. Do I see sexual pleasure as sacred, wonderful, natural, sinful? Understanding the answer to these questions is a reflection of one's individual beliefs. This, as opposed to hard, fast facts, is a positive step towards accepting that all of us have the ability to reframe our ideas surrounding sexual pleasure in a positive light. This is so important because if you're going to want to have an enjoyable experience with your spouse, your idea of sex and how it feels to you and how you have seen it in your life is very important. Because as I've stated, if you see sex as something negative or that has caused you pain, or that you feel anxious about it, maybe you haven't had an orgasm in a while, or maybe you and your spouse have not had intercourse, or maybe you just are afraid that you no longer have any feelings of desire at all. There's so much that can be wound into reasons why couples lose the interest for sex, or why they lose that intimacy. So one of the techniques that I recommend that you can start doing now is a simple breathing technique, and it really is helpful if you want to calm your nerves down. You know, sometimes people have anxiety when they think about sex, or they feel anxious when they have to perform. This is for both men and women. And if that's you, and perhaps your anxiety is what's keeping you from having a really deep sexual relationship with your spouse, then doing these breathing techniques alone or together can really help calm the central nervous system and make it a much more pleasurable experience. So with regard to sexual pleasure, the correct breathing techniques can be a great way to help to relax both the mind and the body. While breathing is a naturally occurring event in the body, awareness and control of how you breathe can be altered. The reason is that while breathing is a part of the autonomic nervous system, which is controlled by the brainstem, and this part of the body is considered an involuntary action, we can override this action if we are aware of the rate, rhythm, and timing of how we breathe. This can be a powerful tool in helping with anxiety surrounding sex. Learning how to control your breath not only helps the body function at an optimal level, it is also vital for prolonging, increasing, and maintaining sexual pleasure. Deep breathing also purifies and oxygenates the body. Abdominal breathing, also known as diaphragmatic or pelvis breathing, can also help relax the pelvic region. When we breathe, we take in oxygen and nitrogen into the lungs, hence expanding our lungs and chest cavity. This in turn helps to oxygenate our brain and body. When we exhale, on the other hand, we are releasing carbon dioxide. It is this exchange of gases, as well as techniques of inhalation and exhalation, that allow the body and the mind to relax. Allowing our mind to focus on breathing deeply in an effective way of taking the focus away from potential anxious situations. So, what I want you to do right now is to lay down on the ground, and you can grab a pillow and put it under your neck, and you can put a pillow under your knees, and just listen to my voice and try to be aware of your breathing and just go along with what I'm saying. So this exercise can be done alone, or you can try it with your spouse. Okay, now make sure that you're comfortable. Now close your eyes and begin breathing slowly and quietly, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. As you breathe in and slowly feel your abdomen rise, place your hands lightly on your abdomen and concentrate on the movement of your abdomen as you inhale. Notice that your hand is being pushed upwards by your abdomen as you inhale and as you exhale. You can push down gently on the abdomen to push your breath further. Exhale twice as slowly as you inhale, making sure to exhale fully with each breath. Take your time and pause after each exhalation. With regular practice, you will notice the increase and relaxed energy that you are feeling. Once you have mastered the art of breathing, then you can try it with your partner. This is a wonderful way to connect without words, as well as to feel your partner's presence. Now go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale. And you're going to want to do this 3 times. So go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. And exhale. One more time. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. And exhale. Now you should feel your body relaxed and your mind relaxed. Practicing deep breathing while engaging in different sexual positions can create a better intimate connection. Some couples who are interested in the spiritual aspect of breath and sexuality may also want to take on some forms of tantric sex. Tantra sex is an ancient Eastern spiritual practice that is believed to date back 5,000 years. Similar to yoga or the school of Zen, it is practiced for the purpose of enlightenment, and the philosophy transcends the bedroom into all aspects of life. From a tantric point of view, sex and orgasms are a symbol of spiritual awareness as it peaks. So I'm going to go over this for you now. It's deep breathing and self-pleasure. So breathing practices can help to set the mood for self-pleasure and exploration of the body. It's important for both men and women to know their bodies and how to please themselves. As you begin this self-pleasing process, focus on touching your body while being aware of your thoughts. If you find that you are experiencing any negative thoughts, replace them with pleasant thoughts. By projecting how the sensation feels good rather than what you may be doing is wrong or negative. If you find your mind drifting again, bring it back to focus with the sensation of touch. Being aware of these thoughts is the key to changing a negative thought into a pleasant feeling. When touching your body, focus on any area that may tense up, and when that happens, concentrate on your breathing pattern to relax those muscles. Focus on the sensation of your skin, starting with your face and your neck. Then move on to the nipples, belly, your thighs, and finally the genitals. Tease yourself if it feels good in a particular area, and gradually build the tension with soft touches while slowly increasing the pleasure. There are some who are unable to relax their pelvic areas alone or with a partner, and it is best recommended that they consult a somatic practitioner. Women who have experienced pelvic pain during sex or unable to have penetration may also benefit from this. So during your self-pleasuring exercise, it's important to refrain from not focusing yourself to do anything that is uncomfortable or painful. The idea of the experience is to associate pleasure with touch. Women who have used dilators or sex toys to try and penetrate themselves as a hasty way of seeking pleasure rather than a self-loving way may not experience the connection of the body and the mind. As such things, like the use of fingers as an initial way to explore the body, is recommended. When touching the vulva, be aware of your thoughts and focus on positive feelings, so as to create a new pathway. This can also be done in a warm tub or a nice space that you have laid out in your room, on your bed, with some fluffy pillows, and make it warm and inviting for yourself. Remember to take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your belly and breath, and breathe out the tension. After all, your body is capable of feeling great pleasure, and you are going to connect to that pleasure in a loving way. If you're used to masturbating to a certain rhythm or a particular way, try introducing some variety. This can be a new way of touch, a different way of stroking, or even increasing the pressure while stroking. Your experience should be one that is pleasing and therapeutic. When you have spent time exploring your body and feel comfortable with your progress, you can then share your newfound pleasure with your spouse. And that's really what this is all about, is understanding your body, understanding how your body connects with your mind, the energy that you have, the sexual energy that you feel. And so when you're going through the process, you're not disconnecting. And some people have problems with not being present when they are having a sexual experience. And so learning how to be present in your body and your mind when you're pleasing yourself on your own, this will help you to better understand how to do it when you're with your partner or your spouse. So this concludes this part of this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and leave your comment. As you know, I believe everyone deserves to have a healthy sex life, and so do you.